United Recycling. I'd like to just reiterate a couple of quick things. I try to make it quick. We've been going through this for quite some time. I tried to provide the board with every possible document and information request that you've asked. Again, quick summary, 2007, we came to the Planning and Zoning Board for a expansion of use processing. I wanted to bring the minutes from 2007, and I didn't want to disrespect the board, but I just want to I'm sure you're familiar with it, but Chairman Pagoda, LaPera, and I think Chairman Hardwood, right? It's 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And we discussed our plan for expansion, and we discussed how the DEP would be involved. And we discussed lighting, and we discussed, actually it was with my partner Ben Perry discussed this with the board. And being that the use was a continuation pretty much of what we do, moving to another much larger parcel of property, and expanding the operation in the future. That night, it was a pretty clear understanding of what we were doing, and we were unanimously approved for the application, which specifically said expansion of a recycling facility. Now, in that time, this was almost 2 years ago, about 18 months now, so the building that we were approved for is actually up. I think we've gone above and beyond what we needed to do. I had the attorney who we hired explain our position. I still tried to make ourselves available to the board and to the public numerous times as far as site walks and or informational meetings, and I'm still making ourselves publicly available for any kind of public discussion that has anything to do with our business as far as what we do, how we do it, what our intent is. Now we have provided the board with all the information that you've asked, I believe, the traffic report, the noise issues, the noise documents, and I believe everything came back favorably again. So what we would request the board to do, and what we would like to see from this meeting, is a positive action towards the DEP on our application pending with the DEP, as far as the Shelton Planning and Zoning is concerned, with your position with our application that was approved already once, and that we already stamped in and are showing you everything that we have in front of DEP is available to the members to review. And if there are any questions, we'd be happy to help. We don't know how the DEP is going to act. They may want to do it in phases instead of going with one approval. That's not uncommon, and we would be fine with that if the board finds that beneficial to the town. And as far as a couple of the issues, just real quick, the ordinance has nothing to do with recycling, the type of recycling we do. The ordinance that was put in place over 20 years ago had to do with municipal curbside recycling. That had to do with CRRA. It has nothing to do with bulky waste recycling. It's a moot point. If it has to be if it has to be taken up by the Board of Aldermen, then that's something that they may want to take care of. But we had our legal ruling on that, and I believe the position of the actual town attorney was the same. It has nothing to do with us. We're trying to recycle. You've been all very patient with your understanding, and believe me, I respect your position, and I understand what you have to go through with the public and their concern, and I respect the public's concern. But everything we've done according to the law and according to the DEP's regulations. There was no public hearing because there was no public hearing necessary for an approved use in an industrial zone. I understand your concerns, but try to take into consideration our legal rights as property owners. We were not doing anything that we weren't entitled to by law. And above and beyond, made myself available and our company available through tours and visits numerous times, and will continue to do so. So again, I'd like to ask for a favorable position from this board to the DEP so we can move forward. We have a large investment in it, and we'd like to start moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks. Rick?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, staff has provided a package, and I'd like to highlight some of the important issues before this commission. As Mr. Salim indicated, I had an opportunity to go up to DEP with the chairman, and we have a much better handle what's being requested, and now we're going to advise the commission and what role you're going to take, and you ultimately going to decide whether or not you're going to request a site plan and have a public hearing with that site plan. That is your call. Ultimately, at the end of this conclusion, you will make that the determination. The applicant is requesting that you do it, because you've been discussing this topic for many months now. And the application before DEP is pending, and they do want to hear from this body your opinions on it. Now, having said that, if you refer to the page 1, as Mr. Salim indicated, they have a pending application before the state for a full permit to accommodate up to 800 tons of waste per day. The current permit, this is for the 90 Oliver Terrace site, is under a general permit, and that's up to 10 to 20 tons per day. So it's a significant increase. Applicant name, United Recycling of Shelton LLC. Type of business, a volume reduction plant, recycling facility. Location, once again, 90 Oliver Terrace. This is in the zone industrial IA2 district. This use is permitted, and as Mr. Salim indicated, the ordinance that some residents believed which prevented this use is not the case. Assistant Corporation provided an opinion letter to this commission. And if there is an issue with the public, they can take that matter up to the alderman, because that's the alderman's issue. Parcel size is 8.3 acres. It is currently served by a septic system and public water. On-site parking, 11 loading dock spaces are provided. They have not indicated the employee and customer parking spaces. That can be identified. That's something that does exist, and the commission needs to know that ultimately. All right, the next 3 comments.
Hold on.
Side 3. You ready for the next statement?